You're listening to the Mind Manual Podcast, episode 40. Today, we're all about gratitude. If you want a particular result in your life, but you're unable to get it, tune in to start training your brain and expanding your emotional intelligence to unlock the most powerful and underutilized performance tool that we have. It's the most important work you could do because it affects every area of your life. Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. I've just come back from Japan with my eldest son who's wanting to live there for a bit. He's into computer science, and I think Japan might be the mecca for all things digital. So I've thoroughly enjoyed exploring a different culture, a different part of the world where they also happen to have a stack of ski slopes, over 500 ski resorts, which is an insane amount. So I've been feeling grateful for having had this experience with my son. It's often easy to feel grateful when things are great and going our way. But it's when life gets tough that maintaining a positive attitude becomes a real test. I recently came across a fascinating therapeutic method called Naikan, developed by Ishin Yoshimoto in Japan. Naikan draws from the Eastern spiritual and psychological traditions, and it's all about introspection, reflecting on our lives, our relationships with others, and the impact we have on the world around us. What's really interesting about Naikan is that it asks three fundamental questions about our relationships with others. What have I received from the other person? What have I given to the other person? And what troubles and difficulties have I caused others? It's all about gaining a realistic view of our conduct and the exchanges that have taken place in our relationships. What sets Naikan apart is that it doesn't focus on the harm others may have caused us, as is often the case in Western psychotherapy. Too often, we seem to have this one-way focus on what the other has done to us or hasn't done for us that might upset, offend, or disappoint us. Instead, it encourages us to concentrate on how we've been helped by others and to use our relationships as mirrors to see ourselves more clearly. The underlying philosophy is to focus on the flip side of harm or harmful, which could be the likes of helpful, harmony, or betterment, and redirect our energy inward, focusing on what we've received from others, and then outward by considering what we can give in return. It's a complete shift in perspective. It doesn't allow blame or complaint about how we've been treated by others, and it's rooted in the belief that it's more productive to focus on ourselves, on our own actions or blessings, in looking at the ways in which we have been the beneficiary of others, of life. It's all about realizing how much we receive every day that keeps us alive and well. I've noticed that happy and healthy people often exude gratitude. When a person feels great gratitude, it's a sign of healing. It's about neither overestimating nor underestimating ourselves or others, but appreciating what's good in life. And the beauty of this approach is that you can apply its principles in your daily life. Just asking yourself the same questions used in the therapy, like, what have I received from the other person? Or what troubles and difficulties have I caused others? Can provide great benefits and cultivate a sense of wholeheartedness. What I find most intriguing is how Naikan offers a unique perspective on forgiveness compared to mainstream psychology. While forgiveness is a common theme in both approaches, Naikan emphasizes focusing on our own conduct and how we've caused difficulties for others. It encourages empathy and understanding rather than condemnation. So it's about healing ourselves first and then extending that healing to others, moving away from resentment and anger towards a more heartful approach to life. It's a different way of looking at forgiveness, but it seems to offer a path to our own healing and transformation. When we choose to focus on the harm, who feels the resentment and anger? It's not the other person. We are creating that emotion and experience for ourselves in this moment. The act or indiscretion was done some time ago. It's been and gone. But who's living in it now? We miss all the blessings of today and trade them in for recreating the past. Whereas Naikan teaches us to focus on gratitude and self-reflection as powerful tools for healing and personal growth. It's a philosophy that can truly change the way we view our relationships and approach to forgiveness. Naikan's approach to forgiveness encourages us to acknowledge our own actions, the hurt we may have caused others, and to truly understand the suffering of both ourselves and the person who may have wronged us. It's a powerful way to foster empathy and make forgiveness a more natural process. Of course, forgiveness isn't easy for most of us. It can be difficult to let go of resentment, especially when we feel wronged or victimized. We might even attach our identity to the wrongs we've experienced, making it seem impossible to move on. And in a way, forgiveness is a paradox. It means being less concerned with judgment and more with understanding. It requires humility and flexibility and can lead to a radical transformation of our own personality. The research shows that forgiveness is linked to better physical health and reduced levels of anxiety and depression. So it is worth the effort. To forgive, we need to recognize the wrongs we've felt, fully process and feel the suffering we may have experienced, and then move beyond it. Naikan's alternative heartful approach to forgiveness redirects the energy we'd usually spend trying to forgive others back to our own conduct and how we've treated them. It helps us to focus on the things we've done to hurt others and fosters understanding rather than resentment, which is going to always feel better. Understanding helps to take ourselves out of the equation just for a minute to contemplate the conditions that may have led the other to how they came to show up this way. This understanding will lead you to declare, well, of course, it makes perfect sense. It was always going to be that way. A natural progression of this understanding is then to drop into compassion. Compare this to resentment. Take yourself back to an intense state of resentment. Can you feel how toxic that is? We need to ask ourselves the very obvious question, yet seldom asked. Toxic to whom? Don't be fooled into thinking we're doing all this work for the other. We are the ones who receive the direct benefit from feeling the way we want, in feeling compassion over resentment or any other emotion that serves you. So the next time you find it challenging to forgive someone or let go of past grievances, consider Naikan's teachings. It may just help you see forgiveness in a whole new light and lead you on a path of personal growth and healing. I recently had an 82-year-old cousin stay with us for a few days. And what strikes me most about this lady is her amazing, kind-hearted way of looking at everyone and everything. Apart from being a very cool, young-hearted soul, she always found a ray from the bright side of life to say about any person or any situation. It was like she must have made it her challenge and it served her well. She was a master at reframing anything to see a thread of goodness that she could grasp onto or an opportunity in the face of any obstacle. I could see how her ability to find something to be grateful for that she chose to focus on, despite what everyone else was pointing out, was a powerful force that was enriching her life, even in the most challenging circumstances. During that visit, she taught me to appreciate the present in however that showed up, find beauty in the small things, and connect with the suffering of others. It was a reminder to live authentically and embrace each day as a gift, which I guess is easier to do when you're that age. But just because you might not be approaching that age, isn't it true that none of us know how or when we will be taken? It's just that we don't give it any attention. We don't have that constant reminder of our age to tap us on the shoulder to ask, is today going to be the day? Can you imagine if we all lived as if it might be our last? How differently would we show up? How aware would we become of what's really important? The distinction between wants and needs, the appreciation of what we have right now, without the constant comparison to others. Would we really bother spending our precious moments wasting the opportunity, the people, the experience we could create before us? Notice the difference when you shift from a critical stance to an appreciative one. Find the potential for learning and goodness in others and their ideas. The concept of appreciative intelligence is fascinating, and it aligns with the idea of viewing situations through a positive and action-oriented lens. This shift can help foster creativity, resilience, and personal fulfillment. It's about seeing the potential, the mighty oak in the acorn, even in situations that might appear challenging or unpromising. Creative and successful people who possess appreciative intelligence can reframe reality to reveal hidden possibilities. The action-oriented part is about developing the capacity to devise strategies to achieve these positive outcomes. It's a great approach to problem solving and organizational development, and a refreshing change from the traditional problem fixing mindset. Instead of viewing an organization as something to be fixed, it becomes a mystery to be appreciated. This shift in mindset can lead to the discovery of untapped potential and core competencies unique to the organization. A leader who can cultivate this appreciative intelligence within a group or organization can support their members to align in the same way, to become more creative and empowered, to expand their capabilities, become more resilient and personally fulfilled. It's a transformational attribute that has the potential to shift the entire culture of a group. As a parent, instilling gratefulness in your children is a wonderful skill to teach them that ultimately enriches their lives. This is a direct contrast to a world that often focuses on criticism and critical thinking. The traditional education system, especially at the university level, often emphasizes critical analysis, critical reading, critical writing, and argumentation. And while these skills are invaluable, they can sometimes lead to a more negative or critical mindset. Students become proficient at identifying faults and deconstructing ideas, but what they might miss is the opportunity to appreciate and learn from others. By shifting to an appreciative stance, we can unlock the potential for learning and growth in every interaction. Instead of immediately critiquing or dismissing an idea, we could ask ourselves, what can I learn from this person or this article? The remarkable realization is that there is always something valuable to glean from other perceptions and experiences. There is a healing and empowering quality in staying in the energy of feeling grateful and blessed with the natural abundance of life, the air to breathe, the life-giving food and water to nourish us, the warmth of the sun in staying grounded in appreciation for the eyes to see, the physical function to move, and the innate intelligence of our bodily systems. This same focus can be applied to any encounter when we view others through an appreciative lens and we see the goodness in people. In this world of relativity, both sides of the spectrum will always exist and be ever present in all of it. But how many of us have programmed ourselves to live in harmony by looking through the lens of what is great and good in this moment and feeling into that? Instead, we're consumed in seeing lack in what's not good enough or not working. And we get into a state of rejecting and resisting by fighting against. Worry and fear is the energy that dominates, which is depleting and in disharmony with the effortless flow of life. It becomes a struggle, and we end up wrestling with life. The science behind gratitude is truly fascinating. While its roots trace back to ancient practices, the current resurgence of gratitude as a way of life is strongly supported by scientific evidence. Being mindful and appreciative of the elements of our lives can have a profound effect on our overall well-being. The growing body of research suggests that gratitude builds psychological, social, and spiritual resources, providing us with a sense of richness. It serves as a powerful tool for overcoming life's trials by helping us to reinterpret our everyday experiences. One of the most beautiful aspects of gratitude is its connection to our capacity to empathize with others and recognize our interconnectedness. Experiencing gratitude and the actions it inspires helps to build and strengthen social relationships. Focusing on the benefits we receive fosters a warm feeling of being loved and cared for, sparking a desire to give back to those who have given to us, and even to others beyond that circle. Expressing gratitude becomes a powerful means of strengthening our relationships with those around us. Cultivating a way of being based in heartfelt gratitude is something each of us can actively embrace. It begins with mindful awareness, allowing us to see and listen to the world around us and opening our hearts to opportunities to help others. These simple yet profound acts of kindness create a ripple effect of reciprocity and positivity. Incorporating gratitude into our daily lives through exercises like writing can significantly enhance our sense of well-being. The relationship between gratitude and well-being stands in stark contrast to the idea that immense increases in income are necessary for modest improvements in happiness. Gratitude, in essence, reminds us of the spiritual belief that true peace is found in appreciating what we have rather than focusing on what we don't have and constantly desiring more material possessions and achievements. It's understanding that there may be resistance to the idea of gratitude, especially when faced with significant suffering. Gratitude doesn't mean we have to be thankful for everything, whether on a personal or global scale. It doesn't require us to be grateful for our failures, injuries or illnesses or the world's evils and horrors. There are aspects of life we don't need to be grateful for, such as difficult neighbours, disrespectful bosses, or unjust treatment by authorities. Acceptance can be a more realistic response in many of these cases. While we may not always be able to be grateful for our hardships, we can accept them and move forward with courage, which is a testament to human resilience. It's this acceptance that can help us navigate the challenges life throws us while still embracing the moments of gratitude that enrich our lives. Gratitude doesn't require us to deny or suppress our very real pain or diminish the importance of addressing and attempting to rectify the injustices and difficulties we face, but rather to find a balanced perspective that allows us to appreciate the positive aspects of life and find a way to inner peace and strength alongside of acknowledging and working through the hardships. We cannot escape the inevitability of the 50-50 nature of life. So we may as well find a way to remain in balance with it. Finding a balance between gratitude and acceptance allows us to lead a heart-filled life filled with appreciation for the blessings that we have received while maintaining the strength to overcome the trials that come our way. It's a nuanced approach to living, one that recognizes the complexities of the human experience. Incorporating both gratitude and acceptance into our lives is an ongoing practice, and it's a path that can lead to greater well-being, resilience, and a deeper connection with the world around us. It's a journey of self-discovery, understanding, and personal growth, one that can ultimately bring us peace, happiness, and fulfillment. This heartfelt path to gratefulness emphasizes vulnerability and authenticity, allowing us to accept our imperfections and incompleteness. This acceptance, combined with gratitude, leads to a profound sense of peace. It's an acknowledgement that we don't have to be superhuman, that we can embrace our limitations and still find contentment in who we are. In this journey of life, we encounter difficulties, challenges, and opportunities for growth. Gratitude reminds that we have the chance to learn, develop patience, and stand up for our convictions. Even in difficult moments, we can be grateful for the opportunities they provide. An invitation to create something meaningful out of life. Life's richness lies in its continual offering of opportunities, and the cycle of learning and growing is another reason to be grateful for. Gratitude can coexist with our pursuit of justice and equality. It doesn't mean we accept the status quo or settle for less than what is fair and just. Instead, it can provide the emotional and psychological strength to engage in these struggles, to be motivated by the belief that a better world is possible. In our fast-paced and often chaotic world, the practice of gratitude is a source of solace and a guiding light. It encourages us to see the beauty in the ordinary, the joy in the everyday, and the potential for positive change. Have a beautiful week, everyone. Remember to go out and look for it. I'll see you soon. If you enjoyed listening to this podcast, you have to come and check out Mind Scholars. It's my monthly coaching membership where we take all of this work to a much deeper level. We study it and then apply it to the everyday in every way. So if you want to take your life to a whole new level, join me in Mind Scholars over at themindmanual.com/join. I look forward to seeing you there.